Vessels, what's the deal? When it feels like things in life aren't going to happen, you need to go twice as hard as if it already happened. You need to go so hard. You need to put in so much work as if you already have the life that you want and you're so excited to wake up and go live the life of your dreams. That's how you need to go after every day. Whenever you feel like giving up, whenever you feel like what you're doing is not enough, you need to be thankful, give gratitude. Remember how far you've came. Don't forget how far you came. Remember where you started and look at where you're at now. Be grateful for that. Remember all the milestones you achieved and that you passed. Remember all the things that you've gotten through. Remember all the days and the nights that God got you through. God will get you through this too. This is just a little period of uncertainty. Don't you ever quit over a period of uncertainty. All that work, all that effort you put in, don't you give all that up. You dust yourself off and you try again. You have to keep yourself in the game. There's going to be times where you feel like your effort is not enough. There's going to be times where you feel like what you're doing isn't meaning anything. It's not amounting to anything. You're going to feel like nobody even noticed you at some times. But that's when you go as hard as you can. That's when you know what you say, you know what? I've gotten this far. I'm going to go even farther. It's time to break loose. It's time to shake this thing off. Whatever is making me feel like I'm not doing enough, whatever is making me not be grateful for how far I've came, to heck with that. I got to be focused. I got to stay motivated. I got to keep my discipline. And in order for me to do that, I have to be grateful for where I'm at right now, because I could not even be here. I could still be where I was, or I could be even worse off than that. So I'm happy for the fact that I'm where I am. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm happy for where I am. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of all the things that I've achieved so far. I don't take that for granted. Every little thing, I pat myself on the back because I'm grateful. Even though sometimes you feel like you want to stop, even though sometimes it feels like nothing is going to happen, okay? When it feels like nothing's going to happen, that's when you go hard. I'm telling you, when it feels like nothing's going to happen, that's when you put the pedal to the metal. That's when you say, I'm about to give it all I've got. I'm about to go harder than I ever been. I'm about to take it all the way to the top. I'm about to be putting in so much work, it's not going to make sense. People are going to be like, yo, he don't never get tired. She don't never stop. That's how people are going to be looking at you. That's how you want people to look at you. You want people to see you as somebody that doesn't quit. You want people to see you as unstoppable because you have that Christ consciousness. You have that God energy. You're never going to stop with a mindset like that. When life tries to get you down, when outside appearances make you feel like you're not doing enough, when things make you feel like what you're doing has no value, oh, trust and believe you have value. You have as much value as you're willing to tell yourself that you have. So you make sure you tell yourself that you have some value. I mean, you make sure you tell yourself that you're worth something. You make sure you tell yourself that you're meaningful. Your life has meaning, okay? Your life has meaning. Something's going to happen, baby. Something's going to happen. It may feel like nothing's going to happen, but everything's about to happen for you. My angels told me to tell you today that just because it feels like nothing's happening doesn't mean that something's not happening. God's taking his time with you. God's seeing how strong your faith is. God's putting you to the test. He said, you put me to the test. Now I'm putting you to the test. God wants to see if you're going to keep it up. God wants to see God wants to see if you're going to keep doing what you said you were going to do. You said you were going to do all these great things. You said that you had this great faith. God wants to see. God wants to see if you actually believe in all that. God wants you to put your money where your mouth is. God wants you to keep putting in action. He wants you to keep putting in work. Just because nothing's happening doesn't mean people aren't noticing you. Doesn't mean people aren't paying attention to what you're doing. Just because nothing's happening does not mean you're unnoticed. Just because nothing's happening does not mean you're not putting in the work. You're not giving them the business. That's not what that means. Just because nothing's happening. Just because nothing's happening doesn't mean people don't see you. Oh, they see you. Trust and believe. They see you. They see you. They see you putting in that work. They see you not giving up. They see you going hard. They see that you're not gonna quit. Okay? They see you're too legit to quit. All right? Doesn't mean just because nothing's happening that what you're doing is not going to amount to anything. The little bit that you do today, you don't know what that could do for you. The little bit that you do today, it could take you farther than you thought. The little bit you do today, it could make an impact in somebody's life. Just because you think you're not doing anything doesn't mean what you're doing doesn't mean anything. The little bit that you're doing, it may have such a great impact in somebody's life that that person goes and change the world. Maybe you're the person that's supposed to put a spark in people like Tupac. Tupac said, I may not change the world, but I may be able to put a spark in somebody that does. Maybe you're just here to put a spark in somebody. But whatever it is you're here to do, it has significance. No matter how big or how small it may seem to anybody else, but to God, it's all big. Your part, no matter how big or how small, if you play your part, God sees that as worthy and honorable because you didn't give up and you were steadfast when it came to achieving your goal and making your dream become a reality. You must make your dream become a reality. You think about it all the time. You think about it every day. It's always swirling around in your head. That's what you're supposed to be doing with your life. That's what you're supposed to be making happen. That's what you're supposed to be putting time and effort towards. You may feel low. You may feel low. You may feel like you're not going to make it because they told you no. But guess what? You got the glow. And God's about to bless you with some dough. So don't give up. Do not give up. I just saw something Instagram post earlier. It was a rapper. He was saying that he made it because he didn't give up. Gucci Man. It was a video about Gucci Man. It's a video that I watched, and it was talking about how Gucci Man didn't give up. Gucci Man went through hell, man. He went to jail. He had a home invasion. He had to sell drugs coming out of he didn't have to, but his environment, they were selling drugs. I don't know what he had to do, but I know that was a part of his upbringing. But he didn't have too positive of an upbringing. That's all I was trying to say. And he still turned it around for himself. He still made it. So when you think things aren't working out in your life, when you think things are going bad in your life, you never know what God has planned for you. Gucci Man went to jail. He got out. Now he has a son and a beautiful wife and a beautiful home. He's doing business. He's a businessman now. You never know what somebody has for you. There's plenty of people that turn their life around. Okay? Plenty of people who turn their life around. There's athletes that used to be gangbanging. Now they're playing in the NBA. Now they're playing in the NFL. There's people who had cancer and they beat cancer. Okay? There's people who beat cancer every day. There's people who have all types of diseases and illnesses and they beat it. You want to know why? Because when they thought nothing was happening, they still fought. When they thought nothing was happening, they still kept their faith. When they didn't think anything was happening, they still believed that God was going to create a way for them. They still believe. They say, you know what? I don't see anything happening right now, but that doesn't mean God's not working in my life. I may not see a change right now. I may not be where I want to be right now, but that doesn't mean God's not working for me in my life. God's always working for you in your life. God's always making positive changes for you in your life. It may be small. You may not see it as that significant, but if you woke up today, that's God making something happen in your life. If you could work on your goals and dreams today without any interruption, without having to go into work, without having to do anything you don't want to do or be stressed out or bothered or any interruption, that's God making things happen in your life. Sometimes God wants us to make things happen, even when we feel like nothing's happening, just to see if we're going to be consistent. And consistency is key when it comes to being successful. You have to be consistent. You have to be dedicated. You have to be disciplined and motivated. Even when it feels like nothing is happening. I mean, when you hear crickets, when it doesn't feel like nobody's watching, when it feels like you don't have an audience, you still keep going. Because there are people out there who still value what you're doing. There are people out there who you're still making an impact on, and they appreciate what it is you're doing. So don't you ever stop. Don't you ever quit. God's going to make something happen for you, even when it feels like there's nothing happening at all. Keep your faith. Keep your mind focused on something's happening for me. Even when it feels like nothing's happening, you speak it. You say, man, God's making things work out for me. God's making things happen for me. I'm gonna get that job. The right job is on its way to me now. God's making things happening for me. The right business ideas are on their way to me now. I'm a great businessman. I'm a great businesswoman. The right ideas are on their way to me now. Okay, you're about to be the best businesswoman that you ever thought you could be. You're about to be the best businesswoman in history. You're about to be the best businessman in history. It's all up to you and what you tell yourself and what you believe. If you believe it, you will achieve it. Point blank, period. It's all about your mindset. When those negative thoughts come in your mind, trying to make you feel like nothing's happening, you tell yourself, man, everything is happening for me. God's making everything happening for me. Everything and everyone is coming into my life to prosper me and aid me and help me right now. I am prosperous. I am prosperity. I am money. I am success. Even when it feels like nothing's happening, I'm making something happen. Oh, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen for me today. I got some miracles coming for me. I got some great things that are about to happen for me. Each and every day is a miracle. Each and every day above ground is a miracle. Every day I wake up, I have something good coming for me. Every day I wake up, I have a blessing coming for me. Every day I touch ground, I got something good happening for me. Something good's always coming my way. Something's always happening in my life. Good things are always moving for me in my life. God's always making things move in my life. Good things are always coming into my life, and bad things are always leaving out of my life. So make sure, even when it feels like things are going slow, when it feels like you're not getting anywhere, when it feels like you're not making any progress, when it feels like you're not at the level you want to be at yet, keep going, keep working. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that depress you. Let that be a part of your process. Let that be a part of your story. Let that be something that motivates you. You're going to look back and be like, wow, man, look where I came from. But you'll only get there if you don't stop and if you don't let it make you give up. So I want to thank you for watching this video. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button. And whenever you feel like nothing's moving, just know that God's making something happen just for you. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next vid.